and my kids, two of my kids are dead. What do I gotta do? They dead. She left them in the house by the...
Hello, blue flowers. Hold on. I guarantee you can't handle the truth when I tell you the story of Lamora Williams. Who is she? What has she done? Why is she called a psychopathic mother? Let's find out. Lamora Williams lived in a small apartment in Atlanta, Georgia, with her 4 children, a daughter and 3 sons. She was a single mother who had always struggled with life. She was a slow learner, a troubled child, and a single mother of 4. She had lost her father, her partner, and her sanity. She felt alone, hopeless, and desperate. She needed help, but no one seemed to care. Lamora Williams and Jamil Penn had married once, but both couples separated in 2017. Penn continued to provide financial and emotional support for the children, but he had moved on with another woman. Lamora resented him for leaving her. She blamed him for her misery. She wanted him to suffer as she did. She wanted him to feel the pain of losing someone he loved. She wanted him to see what she had become. She devised a plan to get back at him, which I'm going to tell you about in a moment. But first, let's talk about her family because Lamora's family relationships played a significant role in her life. Lamora's mother, Brenda Williams, was a pivotal figure who tried her best to intervene in the tragic events that unfolded. Recognizing the impending disaster after Lamora's breakup, Brenda made attempts to gain custody of the children. Her worst fears materialized when the unimaginable tragedy occurred. Desperate to protect her grandchildren, Brenda reached out to the division, expressing concerns about Lamora's mental health and the children's well-being. Lamora's sister, Tabitha Hollingsworth, also voiced her worries about Lamora's erratic behavior, which included leaving the toddlers home alone and a suicide attempt by cutting her wrists. However, the failure of the state to provide the necessary intervention has left the family reeling in the aftermath of the tragedy. Now, as I told you, Lamora wanted to devise a plan to get back at him. She waited for a day when he was busy and couldn't see the kids. She waited for a day when her daughter was away with her grandparents. She waited for a day when she had the apartment to herself and her 2 youngest sons, Jakarta and Kuyant. She waited for Friday the 13th, May 2017, and that day, something extremely horrifying happened. Her 2 children died, and she called 911 to report it. This is what she said.
Hello, 911. Ma'am, I have a question, if this is a serious matter. I just left, my cousin in the house with my kids. She just left my kids in the house when I came back from work. And my kids, 2 of my kids are dead. What do I gotta do? They dead. She left them dead in the house by themselves.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Where are you now?
I'm in my house. She left my door open. My baby boy, my oldest baby boy, is the only one that's here. Only one that's alive. She left them in the house by themselves. She left them in here, and they knocked the stove on. Can you listen? When I came in, the stove was laying on my frame. I don't know what to do. I just came home to work from this. And she just left my baby dead.
Okay, ma'am, I'm gonna get EMS and I'm gonna get police and fire at the location. Can you tell me where you're located?
Ma'am, I can't even talk. This is so serious. I'm so scared.
Okay, ma'am. I understand that you're scared. I completely understand, but I need to get some help out there to you now. Can you tell me where you're located?
I understand that, but can you please help me? Like, can you please tell me, like, I don't want to get locked up, because this is not my fault. I had just came home from work.
Yes, ma'am.
I just came home from work.
Ma'am, the first thing that I need to do is get some help out there to you. I understand that you're upset and you're scared.
Dead. Like, she left my baby dead.
Okay.
And I don't have no way to reach her.
If you're not sure, if you were at work, ma'am, listen to me. If you were at work while this happened, then the responsibility is going to fall on your sister, and that's who you left them with. Okay?
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. Stay on the line with me. Hold on one moment for me.
Okay.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
I was babysitting my kids and left my kids dead in my house. Ain't no telling how long they've been in this house.
All right, wait. Is your son, is he obviously dead? And is he breathing at all?
He's dead. Both of my children are dead. Please help me, oh, please.
All right, ma'am. I'm in route, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
Now you might be wondering how her 2 children died and where this cousin came from. Where and when did Lamora go for work? She mentioned her cousin, but at the moment, why did she say it was her sister? Well, let me tell you in one word, the killer of her 2 children was herself. How? Let me tell you. As I mentioned, she was mentally unstable, and I also mentioned that she wanted to devise a plan to get back at her ex-husband, Jamil Penn. She called Jamil and told him that she had left the kids with a caregiver and that she was going out. But she lied. She was in her apartment with her 2 sons. She had no intention of leaving the apartment. She had no intention of letting the kids live. She took them to the kitchen and turned on the oven. She opened the door and placed them inside, one by one. She ignored their cries and struggles. She closed the door and turned the heat to the highest setting. She walked away and left them to die. She waited for a while until she was sure they were gone. After the murder of her 2 children, Lamora called her close friend Nisa Smith, who was distressed, and told her that she couldn't do it anymore and that her 2 youngest children were dead. Nisa advised Lamora to call the police, but she called Jamil Penn again, the father of the children, this time on a video chat. She showed him the scene of the crime. She showed him the oven, the smoke, and the bodies. She showed him his sons, burned and lifeless. She said nothing. She just smiled. What a psychopathic person. After the video call with Jamil Penn, she called 911 and told the story that you listened to before, and they believed her. She was just trying to clear the stain and blame her cousin and sister. But it was worthless and useless because Jamil had already talked to the police and told them the situation and gave the address of Lamora Williams' apartment because Jamil was horrified. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. He couldn't believe what she had done. He screamed, he cried, he begged her to tell him it was a joke. It wasn't. It was real. It was a nightmare. He hung up and called the police. He told them what had happened. He told them where to go. He told them to hurry. The police arrived at the apartment and found Lamora waiting for them. She was calm and composed. She told them a different story. She told them that she had left the kids with a caregiver and that she had returned to find them dead and the caregiver gone. She told them that she didn't know who had killed them or why. The police didn't buy it. They saw through her lies. They saw the evidence. They saw the oven, the smoke, and the bodies. They saw the burns, the injuries, and the trauma. They saw the guilt, the madness, and the evil. They arrested her and charged her with 2 counts of murder. They took her to jail and locked her up. They left her to face the consequences of her actions. Throughout the call, Lamora expressed her fear of going to jail for the tragic events that unfolded while she was at work. Her family, Brenda Williams, Lamora's mother, and Tabitha Hollingsworth, her sister, both stated that they believed Lamora was capable of committing the horrific act given her long history of mental health issues. Now, many of you might be thinking, if Lamora Williams had mental issues, then why did their grandparents and her sister request custody of the children? Why did she blame her cousin and sister for them? Let me tell you. Brenda Williams, Lamora's mother, tried to gain custody of the children after Lamora's boyfriend, Jamil Penn, left her. Brenda had expressed concerns about Lamora's mental health and the safety of the children. She contacted the Division of Family and Children Services but was unsuccessful in her efforts to gain custody. In her 911 call, Lamora initially blamed her cousin for the deaths of her children, claiming that she had left them alone in the house. Later in the call, she changed her story and accused her sister of being responsible. This may have been an attempt to deflect blame and responsibility for her actions or a manifestation of her mental health issues. That's why she blamed them. It is unclear where Lamora Williams is currently located. After being charged with multiple offenses, including murder and lying to the police, she may have been deemed not competent to stand trial due to her mental health status. If this is the case, she could be in a psychiatric facility or hospital for treatment and evaluation. The Lamora Williams case highlights the importance of accessible mental health care and a robust social safety net to prevent tragedies like this from happening. It serves as a stark reminder that early intervention and support for struggling individuals can be crucial in averting disastrous outcomes. A mother's love is often considered unbreakable, but in the harrowing case of Lamora Williams, that bond turned into a horrifying tragedy. The story of Lamora Williams is not for the faint-hearted, as it delves deep into a realm of darkness where a mother's twisted act takes center stage. It was midnight for some reason when I was editing this video, and during editing, when I listened to the 911 call, I was scared. I edited this video at midnight in my room alone. It was a horrible atmosphere that I can't express. That's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. Now let me announce the comment of the week. If you want your comment to appear in my next video, write something good in the comment section. I will give you a heart and upload the top 10 comments in every video. Thanks for watching. Help me reach 1,000 subscribers this year. Until next time. Bye.